In 1914, the brand new colony of Atascadero, under the leadership of its founder, Edward Gardner Lewis, began work on the Atascadero Administration Building, a double-domed Italian Renaissance structure destined to become an icon for the city. 88 years later, that building was seriously damaged during the San Simeon earthquake. This is the story of how we put it back together.
Interestingly enough, about 3 years ago when I had connected on Facebook with a former high school friend who is back in Japan now, I said I was living in Atascadero, and he immediately posted a picture of the City Hall. He had driven by and seen it and thought what a fabulous building it was when he was out visiting from Japan. So I think it's something that will draw people to the city, and as we're building up around that, I see a lot of good things for Atascadero.
The San Simeon earthquake shook the historic Atascadero Administration Building like a dollhouse. While the lower portion of the building, constructed as a reinforced concrete cage, withstood that quake surprisingly well, the flexing took its toll on the upper dome, interior walls, and staircases, and the building's single elevator. The bricks were made of local materials at a brick plant that existed nearly 100 years ago. The challenge? Create new bricks to match the old and install them so no one could tell them apart. Pacific Clay Products Incorporated, located near Lake Elsinore, California, was selected to match the original brick. With a century of tradition behind them, the people of Pacific Clay Products utilized the many kinds of clay prevalent around Albert Hill, California, to create the replacements. This area is geologically unique in that both sedimentary and metamorphic clays are present. There is no other deposit of clay like this in the world, some of it more than 200 million years old. The process required multiple trial and error mixtures of clay and a variety of firing temperatures and durations. The plant produced 50,000 bricks, searching for just the right combination. The final number of matching bricks delivered was just 10,000.
It was very complex. We had multiple test runs of multiple clay bodies with multiple burning processes, meaning different temperatures and flashing tests to try and reproduce the color range and blend of colors needed to match your existing building.
Charles Kibbe, the founder of Preservation Arts, was put in charge of matching and replacing the damaged brick and marble on the Atascadero Administration Building.
These are bricks that were taken that fell off the upper portion of the rotunda during the earthquake. They've been salvaged. We've already cleaned off the excess mortar. They've been washed so that they're ready to go back up. We're going to mix these with the new matching brick that we're purchasing. And it should be a good blend when they go together. You shouldn't be able to see the difference. And then they're stacked in front of the other large portion of our project here, which is the reinstallation of the new terracotta balustrade, because all the baluster is rusted because of the internal forces from iron jacking as the steel is exposed to moisture, which it always does in balustrades. It's a very common problem for these old units at this period. And we're going to core out the old steel. We're going to have new matching terracotta balusters made. We are going to remove the cap, restore the cap, which we took off initially at the very start of the project and reinstall that. And all that's going to go together with a new stainless steel structural anchor system designed by the engineers to make sure that it's all stable, and the stainless steel will ensure that it doesn't rust and expand and get damaged. There are two different kinds of marble that we're trying to match. One I recognize from other restoration jobs that were built during the same period as this building, and this particular stone is an Italian marble. It's technically a limestone actually, because of all the stylolite lines, which are old sea life deposited in layers. It's called Chiampo Dorato, and it means sort of a pinkish stone from the Chiampo area of northern Italy. The other stuff is a very unusual type of stone called paonazzo, which is also from that region of the Mediterranean. And what we firmly established is that there's probably not any of it on the continent unless it's lying at the bottom of a rubbish heap or a dump. So we're going to have to come up with a close-looking alternative, possibly from Vermont. That's what our hope is.
It took 14 months to evaluate the damage to the bricks in the building, to select the company to produce the replacement brick, to deliver and install those bricks. The result? A clever mixture of new brick and old, securely anchored to the structure of the historic building, giving the observer the impression there was never any damage at all.